Good morning, everyone. Clearly, they saved the best for last, right? My name is Michelle Evans, and I manage digital consumer research for Euromonitor International. Euromonitor is a strategic market intelligence firm. We do a lot of research for our clients in terms of understanding trends, helping them identify opportunities. We conduct our research across 100 markets and across about 30 consumer-facing industries. The trend that I wanted to discuss today was the Internet of Things. We see ubiquitous connectivity giving way to the intelligent interaction of humans and things. So clearly this rise of Internet-enabled things has been dubbed the Internet of Things. We see the International Telecommunications Union, they define the Internet of Things as the concept of physical devices incorporating software, sensors, and network connectivity to enable those devices to collect data. So put another way, or put more simply, it's about that intelligent interaction between humans and things to create new knowledge, to exchange new knowledge, new information, all for new value creation. The Internet of Things is expected to be one of the most impactful technologies for business in the coming 5 years. This is some data that or a survey that we conducted of industry professionals in September. It's an annual survey we do of industry professionals to understand their thoughts on the digital transformation, the most important technologies, how those technologies may be used for business. So you can see IoT came in second behind AI in this case. This is an example I wanted to show to illustrate how the Internet of Things is expected to change commerce and, as a result, the payments industry. So this is Samsung's Family Hub refrigerator. It was unveiled a couple years back, and it allows consumers to take that connectivity in the fridge. There's an interface where you can update the calendar, type notes, add to a grocery list. And Samsung partnered with online grocery retailers, both in the US and also their home market of South Korea, so you can more quickly order groceries right through your refrigerator door. Since this came out a couple of years back, the price has fallen, making it a bit more affordable for consumers. But the reason I wanted to highlight this is when you think about players like a Samsung, Whirlpool, Hair, the big consumer appliance manufacturers, they've all come out and said that by 2020, when they start releasing new appliances, they're all going to be connected. And this means at all price points. So we're going to see more and more like this coming into consumers' homes. As we think about the Internet of Things, a lot of times when we consider how it's impacting the world, it may be more subtle in nature, maybe about autonomizing a process or removing friction from another. In time, we expect it to have a greater influence on commerce and payments as a result. So here's some of those sort of implications coming down the pipeline. The first is improved fulfillment logistics. So think about the idea of these item-level sensors and what retailers, brands, and the like can do to track a purchase made throughout the entire supply chain to the moment it arrives at the consumer's doorstep. Second is goods as a service. So this gets back to those consumer appliance manufacturers that may have a relationship with a consumer that goes in and out every 10 to 15 years based on when a consumer is, repurchasing an appliance. But now with these devices being more connected, there's the ability to offer services such as predictive maintenance, for example. And then the last is automatic replenishment, and this is really where the payments industry comes into play. This would be the idea of, set it and forget it, your appliances start ordering what you need. So we're seeing commerce shift from being active to more passive in nature. And I wanted to go back to that survey we did of industry professionals, and a follow-up question we asked them, when you think about the Internet of Things, how do you see it most impacting commerce? And you can see it's going to shift over time. So in the more near term, it's about improved consumer engagements. But looking a little bit further out, 5 years down the road, you can see they stated service-oriented business models, and then autonomizing the purchase decisions. That's the same slide. So in terms of just a quick wrap up for you to give you some key takeaways, commerce in general will be more active or more passive in nature. So subscription services began to shift from this idea of a subscription service that would monitor your purchase history in order to send products, to the idea that now appliances themselves can monitor your actual consumption and usage and send that out. When we think about the idea of purchases being autonomized, there's going to be implications when it comes to brand loyalty, for example. So that's certainly going to be redefined in that next era where purchases are going to be automated. So what happens here is that for those brands, retailers, even payment players that are able to lock consumers into an automated purchase, obviously that's a win-win, that's a reoccurring revenue stream. But for those on the outside looking in, it becomes more challenging to influence the next purchase decision. And then last, what I wanted to point out is there's going to be barriers to this. So first and foremost, you have connectivity quality. So think about connectivity, although half of consumers globally are connected now, certainly the connectivity is not equal across the board. You also have consumer privacy concerns. Think about something like GDPR in Europe and the implications that would have. And then finally, long replacement cycles. Though starting next year, we're going to see more appliances connected, certainly there will be a long cycle in terms of 5, 10, 15, 20 years until a consumer may upgrade their appliance. I thank you for your time and for listening to the presentation. This is my contact information. If you're interested in content like this, I do write for Forbes a couple times a month. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.